show live on YouTube. Hi, YouTube. So search for us on Smooth 981. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well. So let's start off with brand new music. This one is Child featuring Lucky Day. Good for now. Okay, that was Child featuring A Lucky Day. I have to ask James, what do you think of that song?
Oh, I thought it was a really, really beautiful song. From the production to the soul, the songwriting,
Mm.
the the voices, the delivery, everything about the song is really, really I really love. Um, I don't, this is the first time I'm actually hearing this app getting to listen or get to meet uh, the guy called Child.
It's actually a
And
band, but you hear
oh,
mostly the voice
you
of the
see,
frontman,
and
yes.
Lucky Die is one of those guys. I think he was featured on the first time I heard his music was when Adekunle Gold featured him
Mm.
on one of those really nice records of Adekunle Gold as well. So it's beautiful music as far as I'm concerned. It's like I said, it has a lot of soul. There's this thing that makes you feel it's a love song.
Mm.
You know, I love the song. So I'm always concerned about good music like this. Always concerned, about um, how well and the people, the number of people
Mm.
who really appreciate good music in the sense of it. So like I said, beautiful music, but I don't know about the stay power. I don't know how long it's going to, get rotation around across board and stuff
Mm.
because I feel like music like this should really, really be encouraged, and I love it
Yeah,
basically.
I agree. It's a nice song. It's a nice soul song. I think of it as a background song, the kind of song that
Yeah,
you're
that you want to
doing
always,
stuff.
yeah,
Yes, you just want to keep hearing it in the background while you're working, while you're just doing something. You're just hearing it.
absolutely.
Yeah, I like it. So good job. Good job. Okay, we have some homegrown entertainment news, and this one has to do with a joint tour. Now, when you hear about joint tours, there's always excitement, particularly when it's big stars. Beyonce and Jay Z have had a joint tour, or Kelly and Jay Z have had a joint tour. Chris Brown and was it okay? Chris Brown and someone has also had a joint tour, really good. But this time, this joint tour is actually coming here to Nigeria, so probably two of Nigeria's biggest stars, Wizkid and Davido, together on stage, joint tour.
So definitely two of Nigeria's biggest stars, and the joint tour. So we don't really know the details of this joint tour. We saw it on Wizkid's Insta story. He
Mm.
sort of posted it there, and I mean, I like to. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people agree that this is like something that a lot of people have been looking, hoping and anticipating for over a decade. We have there was there's always been that rivalry, the Cold War between both artists. Maybe not directly, between the two of them, but fans and people, even
Mm.
including the media, has been speculating a lot of maybe there was something before, something would have caused like a maybe not necessarily a direct rift, but there's just been that cold, you know, rivalry between Wizkid and Davido. But I mean, recent happenings and so on has actually made everybody really really cool and calm. Especially with the loss of Davido's son.
Yes.
I'm sure some somehow, some way, everybody just sort of feel like, look, what exactly are we? What's the agitation? Why are our fans going crazy? And I mean, this is time for us to promote more of unity and love than just keeping quiet while
Mm.
a lot of rumors and narratives are flying here and there. So yes, this is one of the most anticipated as far as I'm concerned. It's something that should have happened way, like maybe a decade ago, like I said.
A decade
Um,
ago, they weren't as big
Maybe a
as they
decade
are
ago. I
now,
mean,
right?
just saying rhetorically, not
Oh, okay.
necessarily, but yeah, there was one time, David, I think, or Wizkid had his concert here in Lagos that Davido showed up on stage. All of those things where it was heavy. People we really loved to see that,
Mm.
and now if they're going to tour for real, and another thing I'm really hoping for, I don't know. Like I said, we don't have the details of this information. We don't know if somebody has put money down to make it happen. We don't know if the, they came together, to say, okay, let's do this.
Right.
But what I'm really, really hoping for is that they bring it to Nigeria as well. That it happens here in Lagos as well. That if you're going to go on tour different countries and stuff,
Mm.
they should just at least allocate one spot for us
They
here
have to.
in
It would be
Nigeria.
illegal not to.
It would be nice.
But I'm just curious, do you think this would actually put, if this tour does go on to happen, would it put to rest these fan wars that have existed for so long?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That the fan wars have just been there. Which is why I said something that we've also been anticipating. Now, not just a joint tour. One of the major, I mean, the second thing, let me say, or maybe the first thing we've been looking forward to is a Davido Wizkid collaboration on a record. You know,
Mm.
that's something a lot of people have been looking for. Like, why is it not happening? Why has it not happened? On several occasions, different interviews, they've had the opportunity to, or they've just sort of the. I know Ibuka has asked Davido before, and David, like, he doesn't know. They've tried, they've made an effort. He has reached out. They've
Mm.
said, okay, yeah, we're going to make this happen, but it just never has happened. So, I mean, besides it all, we're really looking forward to a collaboration. Let's even hear how both of you will sound on a record.
Mm.
I mean, and it will definitely be a win-win because it's two. I mean,
For the culture.
African giants.
All right, so let's talk about Nollywood now. So Emeka Rollas, who is the head of the AGN, the national president, is asking Nigerians to support the Nollywood stars who are running for office. So there's Funke Akindele, who's running, of course, alongside her counterpart in Lagos. She's running to be the deputy governor. And then there's Tonto Dike as well from River State. Hilda Dokubo, another Nollywood actress, she's running for the Federal House of Reps, she's trying to get a seat. And Femi Branch, the actor, is also running for the role of a deputy governor in Ogun State. And he's urging all members to vote massively for the Nollywood stars. What do you think about this?
So yeah, I mean, it's massively for the Nollywood stars. You're not wondering how many of them do they have in this association. But besides that, I think it's okay to call for support amongst your colleagues and stuff.
Mm.
You and it's only proper that you say, oh guys, our people or some of our people are contesting for various offices. Do well to support them. But yeah, I also believe that when it comes to soliciting for support or votes, or that it still remains a question of choice. It's democracy. People will still decide based on their own personal conviction, not necessarily because we are in the same association or we're from the same tribe or from I need to support you.
Mm.
It's just about what you are bringing to the table and how it also affects me as a citizen. I mean, Nigeria has gone through. I mean, people have gone through a lot, in this sense. I don't know when if we really, really um, experienced good governance in the real sense of it. Even right now, before I got to this place, I spent like over an hour on a journey of just 10 minutes actually. Not only from the stretch, but
Mm,
from a particular point to
right.
to get to the studio. So yeah, so yes, we would like to support our colleagues as well. However, we have to make sure that you're supporting for the right reason, not necessarily because you're in the same association.
Okay, let us know what your thoughts are. 0809 4440981. Thomas Igodalo says, for a second, I thought it was Coldplay, and that is in response to the Child and Lucky Day song. Okay. Daisy says, good morning. How about are they qualified for the said office and not just popularity?
Exactly.
Yes, very, very valid point. But let's keep the conversation going. This is Grapevine on Smooth 98.1. Now, I want to talk about movies, and this is from China. Now, after almost 4 years, movies are returning to the Chinese box office. As you know, there was a lot going on with regards to the entertainment scene in China, and I'm very excited to see what the reception would be for Black Panther Wakanda Forever, which is coming up in theaters in China on the 7th of February.
It's really fun. I think one of the major reasons would have been COVID. I think and yeah. So when I saw it, I was just imagining in my head like um, when the what's it called, the lockdown was lifted here in Nigeria, where that people could now start going to the cinemas. At first, it started with there has to be social distancing,
Mm,
even in the hall and stuff. But it was still people were happy to at least see start creeping back to normality. So I'm just hoping I'm really really thinking that they'll be very very happy to but there's something again about that story saying like Marvel movie, you know Marvel movie the Marvel movie was going back to I don't know if it was just Marvel or
oh,
generally.
right.
Do you understand? So but regardless, no matter what it is, I feel like yes, it just has to be exciting because I'm sure they see a lot of the stories or the movies or reviews out there, but they are unable to actually have that whole cinema feel of these movies. So I think it would really really be nice to for them as well. They should be happy.
Absolutely. And it's so strange when diplomatic backs and forth just have a way of spilling into other parts of life,
Yes,
like the entertainment scene. But then you can't separate a sector of a country from its diplomatic relations, I believe.
you can't
You
know.
probably can't. All right, let's take a quick break. And when we return, we'll continue the conversation. This is Grapevine. Smooth 98.1. How far will she go for power in a world where secrets, ambition, I can tell you're a bit after being in traffic for so
Man,
long. I can
I
imagine.
imagine where I was just like frustrated. So you just look at
Streaming.
you,
Okay.
look at you don't see
So
that
you
you're
can
going
see
to.
where you're going. That's the most
But you
frustrating
can't
bit.
even move. You just
Yes.
stay there and you're calling, and then you don't have those irresponsible drivers who just
Mm.
gosh.
I think those drivers actually make everything worse for
Yeah,
everyone,
and then you
including
just think that
themselves.
you're supposed to have the traffic officers, the last car, and all those people
Hmm.
at the right places, but they're not even there to control. Not even control traffic. Just make sure that because
People
once you
are,
don't even see
yeah.
one last man guy, you don't want no drama. You just want to just
Well, you know
behave
the
yourself.
truth.
Yeah.
Nigerians are so difficult. You can see them blatantly ignore the directions of those last mile guys. I always like, what is wrong with you? Like this guy's
Yeah,
trying to help.
they do, but sometimes they actually, people respect when you see the law officer. You just want to
Mm.
just first of all behave yourself, and because in the assumption that this guy might be, might come for me.
Mm.
But when you don't even see any of them at all, people just tend to act however they want.
Wow.
I mean, there was a time when Shopper was doing the radio,
Mm.
doing breakfast. See, I always in my house like 6 o'clock on the dot, and I get here sometimes if on the good day. I
Mm.
mean, there are days where I come, I'll just stop at the
Yeah.
gas station, I'll buy fuel before I even get into this place. But on some of these, like today too, I got to. that TBS. No, sorry, Tafa Balewa. That's TBS, right? To
TBS.
come down to join Marina, down Marina to join the
Oh,
so that's where. So maybe I should have gone through the regular,
that area,
the other side,
yeah.
but what I was trying to do was still see if I could get there on time. I'll just buy food. But once you just get to pass that, the part that takes you to Koi,
Yeah,
Awolowo Road side, if you pass that that turn,
yeah.
then you have no choice but just keep
Keep
heading
going
towards this
straight.
TDS side. So
Yeah.
it's crazy. So getting there,
All
I think
right,
I was
let's.
going to spend 1 hour there.
It's Smooth 98.1, and this is The Grapevine. It's Zibby here, and I've got my guest this morning, James. And we're
Yeah,
looking at the stories making the entertainment news. So, James, I want to ask, right?
yeah.
If you had an opportunity to attend a tour that featured some of the big names from the 90s and the noughties, which artist would make your role?
Hmm, from the 90s.
Yes.
Um, I mean, I was going to say Jay-Z is still here. Should I say Jay-Z is still here?
If he's still here, yeah, you
Yeah,
can
so
still attend one.
like a Jay-Z, um, Destiny's Child,
Mm.
um, refugee, no
The
refugee,
Fugees.
Fugees
Hmm.
together,
Together. Wow,
yeah,
that's a dream.
Fugees. Who else? Or maybe Backstreet Boys. Um,
Usher, maybe.
Usher, yeah, yeah, of course, Usher as well.
Mariah,
Mariah, oh,
here and there.
yeah, yeah, here, there.
Okay, so the reason why
Yeah.
I'm asking is Usher. This is I think this is the second time he's putting this together. So he does this tour, and it's called Lovers and Friends. And when I say everyone who is everyone is performing at that festival, it's literally a roll call of Usher, Missy, Mariah, Pitbull, Christina Aguilera, Nelly, Busta Rhymes, Master P, Sean Paul, Shaggy, Beanie Man,
Mm.
Omarion, Lil Kim, Eve, Genuine, Remy Ma, Blackstreet, Jagged Edge, Next, literally everyone who is everyone from the
From the 90s
90s and
era.
the noughties.
Mm.
So this festival is obviously going to be a massive one. I remember when he had the first one, people thought it wasn't so great. He had to move the dates, but it was massive. And with people now appreciating the music of the older artists, it does seem like this is set to be brilliant.
Absolutely. I think talking about appreciate the appreciation part of it, I feel like people have always appreciated this. And then sometimes when you have events like this, even back here in Nigeria, it's always about that. You want to just feel that there's this nostalgic, the thirst for nostalgia, where you just want to just relive the past again, and it's so cool because some of these artists are older now. Some of them can't really move like the way they used to move before. Some of them still have the moves, just sort of come together and just also, like you said, appreciate the fact that people still love me, people still know my music, people still, and they can still grace the stage again
And make some money at it.
Yeah, because I remember that the one from last year, and yeah, I mean here we can't really connect as much, but I saw it on social media that it was promoted, and I was just wondering. I saw the lineup of artists that would have been that were supposed to perform that. I mean, that did perform,
Yeah.
And everything. So for the second year, I feel like it would be better. People would have seen what has happened before, and then you see, it also reminds me of that whole versus thing was going on social media, at the time. So all of that nostalgic feeling is what people just still want to come, relive and feel. So it will be nice, and sometimes I wish we could have it, or have more of it. We do have it here in Nigeria every other time, where
maybe not on this scale.
no, on this scale, of
So
course.
if we were older Nigerian artists, who would you pick to be on the lineup?
Oh, I mean, look at the Remedies, Plantation Boys, Together, Tribesmen, Red MC,
Style Plus.
Style Plus.
Oh god, I love.
Come on, Style Plus, absolutely. Rasky, those guys from no, not Rasky, no, Rasky is
Oh, okay, I don't know Rasky. Sorry, Rasky.
Yeah, but
and you live long.
Y'all know, yes, amen. I mean, y'all know what we're talking about. Those artists that's when you play this Daddy Shoki, Baba Frayo, what up, Oris?
Hi, Oris.
Hi,
I hope you have your list ready. Jokes. So we're talking about this festival that is coming, Usher and Friends, called Friends and Lovers. And we're just thinking about, a dream that maybe someone out there, some massive promoter might be thinking about putting together a Nigerian version of having, stars from the 80s, the 90s, the noughties.
It will never happen.
Whoa.
Sorry to break it to you.
Why?
Bad news,
No, no,
bro.
no. It just won't happen.
Why do you think it won't happen?
I think the promoters currently know that the draw are the new guys. So you are carrying overheads for people who probably wouldn't affect the bottom line. Doesn't make very smart business sense, actually.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting. Interesting. I like your perspective. Different from mine and James's, but I like that. Okay, so let's talk about a new biopic now. Biopics are a nice and very entertaining way to tell a person's story. And one of the greatest artists of all time is actually having a biopic made. And this is Michael Jackson.
Yay.
I mean, we all know a lot about Michael Jackson. I mean, everyone knows Michael.
But isn't that the problem? Like,
So-
how much are we going to get? I
That
think
is.
the last project, I think, on MJ's life wasn't a very positive one, if everybody remembers.
Yeah, it was almost fiction at that point.
Yeah, so it's I don't know. So it depends on what angle. I mean, we should be a little bit happy that it's what's his name, Antoine Fuqua, who is a black man,
Yes.
who is helming it. So maybe just maybe, because of that, he will get some passes. But I think Hollywood currently has a very tricky relationship to Michael.
And I wonder if this is a project that his family will be involved in, because we've seen biopics done of stars and their families are like, look, you didn't contact me, I didn't give you my permission,
These are
you
some of
can't
the
use the
problems.
music, things like that. That happened with the Aaliyah biopic, which turned out to be a flop as well because of that lack of support. But the team responsible for this actually did do the Bohemian Rhapsody about Freddie Mercury's life, and Rami Malek went on to win an Oscar.
Yeah.
For his role.
Well, I think there's a big difference there. I think Fred Mercury has probably not received. I don't think he's been scandal. I mean, there's been scandal associated with him since he passed. MJ, as everybody knows, if you saw the documentary Finding Neverland, it was really, really, really that whole thing about kids. So you're thinking, if they put that here, that doesn't do any favors to the Michael Jackson
Yeah,
family.
so like
actually.
you said,
So,
I
yeah.
feel like you might not successfully do a Michael story without making reference. Not necessarily shedding a light on it, like making it
the centerpiece of
the centerpiece of the story, but you have to reference it that the guy had gone through this, and that. But
He was found guilty.
No,
Sorry,
no,
he was
wasn't.
found innocent.
Well,
I beg your
exactly,
pardon. He was
exactly.
never found guilty,
That's
so
what
he's
I'm
He
saying.
wasn't.
innocent.
Yeah, but that's kind of how we perceive it.
Yes.
These days the legal system and the public and the court of public opinion are not the same thing. And yeah, I think over the past week there's been a lot of bad press surrounding Michael. So I just wonder. And again, let's not forget that his death wasn't the most peaceful death, so to speak.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is any death ever really peaceful?
I mean, there are people who say that they died in their sleep.
Yeah,
There are
some people
those.
died.
Not for the people around them.
Some people died at like an age that where people will say, I mean, he did
Exactly.
well.
He was in his
But
50s, right?
The guy
So
was troubled.
Yeah, he
he
was
died.
turned- he was
It was a
50.
troubled kind
So,
of death.
how do you
So-
end that in any way that gives all of us who are big fans some kind of like positive closure?
Yeah.
So it's really going to be a struggle if they are going to try to make a positive spin to the story, because in two regards, the scandal with kids and the way he died, those are kind of like
I
what we
really
think of
want
him as
them
the
to
end.
actually shed more light on the way he died. People seem to think, oh, Michael was taking drugs and that's why he died. But at the end of the day, he was killed. And the doctor who administered whatever it was that was given to him actually did go to prison and spend a few years.
I don't know, man. So I don't know. I'm quite nervous. I think that's what I'm trying to say. That I do not know that this will be something that fans of what's his name, Freddie Mercury, were happy with that. Fans of Elvis were happy with the Elvis, which is actually going to Oscars as well, you know. But I wonder if fans of MJ will be happy when this comes out. So fingers crossed, really.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. All right, Tayo says, who's going to play Michael Jackson?
That's a
They'll
good
find
one.
someone.
They'll find someone, yeah.
They'll definitely find someone with the right makeup and the right costume. I'm sure you can transform.
But that would be like two different costumes, right?
Yeah. I mean, they have to do so.
Let's face it.
Or
Right? There's that line from Kanye.
There'll be a lot.
Do you remember the line from Kanye?
Slow jams, yeah. Got a
Exactly.
light skinned friend look like
No,
Michael
that's-
Jackson. I hated Kanye for that.
And you know what he said, right? He said that it was that moment he wrote that line that he knew there was going to be a star. Yeah, Kanye said that. And by the way,
You do not become
he's a big fan of MJ, by the way.
Is he?
He is.
Very big fan, very
Very-
big
he
fan.
is.
But you know, Kanye is kind of
Michael's
irreverent.
family did not like that line. Okay, so let's talk about Madonna. Now, Madonna, Prince, and Michael Jackson were all born in the same year. Trinity of music. Two are gone. Madonna is still here and she's still going. And in fact, she's not showing any signs of slowing down. She's celebrating the 40th anniversary of her single, her breakout single, Holiday, and she wants to go on her first ever greatest hits tour.
You know, I think this is, I mean, for people like us who are like kids of the 90s, fantastic news. I just hope she performs. I heard this, I don't know if it's true, that she doesn't perform, I think, one of the biggest songs on the Bedtime Stories album, the one with Babyface.
Madonna and Babyface.
Yes, but people don't know that because it's kind of like on the background. But anyway, take a bow. Take a bow, night is over. Yes, that's
Did he write that song?
Apparently he did, yes.
Oh, I was today years old.
Yeah, anyway, so this, I heard that she doesn't perform that song for whatever reason anymore. So I'm like, please, I hope she performs it.
Okay, Madonna. Now, Madonna is someone that has consistently reinvented herself. She still had her
For
rebel
good and
thing.
For good and for bad.
Yes, for good and for bad. And Madonna these days doesn't quite look like Madonna. I don't know what's going on, but do you think she can deliver the sorts of performances that people have become used to? I mean, she's in her 60s now.
You can't expect so much. But like we said about the Friends and
Yeah.
Lovers concerts, where you have a lot of people who have aged over time. You don't expect them to be jumping up and down the stage like they used to when they were younger. But one interesting thing when it comes to these people is they're still able to work out the vocal performance in terms of the voice, the sound treatment and everything. You know, they are still able to sing, you know, and we're in such a way that you still enjoy them like you've always heard them. So, but I don't know about stage
Yes,
theatrics and stuff.
Jay, Oris, your hands are up.
Yeah. I wanted to say, I mean, I have a small anecdote. So in November, I saw I was in the hall when, what's his name, Jackie Chan had this event in Saudi Arabia. And he said that when he was younger, people would just come up to him and say, Jackie, do something, you know, because action star and everything, you know. And so they keep come up to him when in his 70s or 60s, I think it's 70 something, I think, or something, 60s. You know, ask him to do it, and he's like, no. So sometime a few years ago, not a few years, like years, maybe like a decade ago, he told his manager he needed to learn something else. So what did he learn? He learned how to sing. So nowadays, when fans come up to him, they ask him to sing, and he was saying in the audience that, you know what, he finds it a lot easier as an old guy to sing than to be doing some stunts in this is old age. He can't jump around, you know, anymore. So anyway, my point is, I think that for singers, they are kind of lucky because they do not require a lot of physical performances if they were not dancers, so to speak, you know, to kind of entertain the crowd. And let's face it, Madonna has been here for like decades. It means practically, honestly, that woman can stand on stage and have a DJ play her songs, and it's a great concept because the songs are like, you go up with these songs. So I don't think there's going to be a problem at all in any way at all with her.
Okay, well, that is all the time that we have this morning on Grapevine. So thank you so much, James, and thank you, Oris, for joining us.
No thanks to you, Lagos.
Thanks for having us, Zibby.
We love Lagos, traffic, petrol queues, and all. Do stay with us. There's a lot more to come on the Smooth Breakfast.
Oof. How did you make it past third mainland? How did you make it past third mainland? There was this, I mean, it wasn't even about,